but to actually give them the product back and move over there, the police to do that. Just
do like to what Andy says, to sell a plane to 100,000 for placing in Ackworth, it's disgraceful, isn't it? The other one is the procedures that I've voted set rather than in the roads. I know that because people's safety, that's good. But they should have been reopened the day after for them that haven't voted to give them a chance to vote. The procedures were not correct for me, rather than Marshall.
Well, yeah. Okay. Susie?
Are we aware of these actions that have been put in place? It says in the first paragraph, Alison Rowe, Deputy Mayor, Police and Crime, personally raised these problems with the revenue with the Bristol District Commander. He said a number of actions that were taken at the time, but they're not mentioned here. I just wondered, are we aware of what actions they will be taking?
This is as much as I know. Yeah, I haven't had any other official communication with anyone outside of this, to be honest.
Could I propose that we write back to them then and ask what actions have been set in place? Because I'd be very interested to know.
So when it happened, I personally emailed the Crime Commissioner, and I did get a response, and I believe there was a list of what they proposed. I can forward that around to people for information if you want.
Thank you.
You've got that information?
Well, I can't remember what was on there now, but there were definitely some points of what they were going to raise. But
I think it's, is there a second before Susie?
Yeah.
Andy seconding that.
I think that to get an official parish council response, but
no,
if it ties in with what you've got to know, but yeah.
I was just going to say that police response is appalling. And I don't think it matters whether they knew there was an election. There was an obvious situation where people were at risk. And he could have been stopped or anything, it's horrendous. But I was also going to say, are we got any training in place for staff?
Bear in mind that most of the staff are ex-policemen, I think.
It's not just that though, is it? It's more from a point of as an employer showing that you take it seriously.
Yeah.
Wakefield Council are guilty on a section 13 crime and disorder to put things in place to stop crime. I mentioned this to Jen and we're going to look at it for next month's thing. But what have they put in place in the last 10 years? Prevent crime in Ackworth. Wakefield Council have done nothing. And they made a lot of money from the buildings in Ackworth.
Well, they did manage to get rid of the travellers on that.
We need to chase it up and get them.
Okay, so we've got a proposal that we again write to from the Parish Council and inquire what's been put in place for the future. Do you want to sort of leave that to the discretion of the clerk to make that request, or do you want to formally ask specific questions? I'll just ask what those...
I'd like to know what actions they've put in place and who is going to put those actions in place. Whether that's fed down to the local team, who actually, obviously I don't think they would be the appropriate response to an incident at all. I think we'd need the police rather than the local team.
What and who?
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
could I also ask whether we can get in touch with district council to see whether there are any pots of funding that might be available to deal as we are now, experiencing this level of disorder? Once we've made national news with an election having to be rejigged, I would think there must be some funding pots for youth engagement. Because I know we had some before and then it was over, wasn't it? The funding all went. But I think, given what's going on in the village with certain little pockets of misbehaviour from youth, I think there must be some funding for youth engagement, because other villages get it, don't they? I know Upton, obviously they have a youth club and all sorts going on there.
I'm not sure whether, I mean, I agree entirely with what you're saying, Amanda. I'm not sure whether we can tie that in with this agenda item, because this is a response to what happened on the, I mean, do you think we can?
I just think it adds to the case, doesn't it? It makes our case kind of stand out, the fact that we've had this happen.
Yeah. So we request about what action being taken, and another request written to district councillors.
Just to explore whether it can trigger any funding for youth services within the village, because
In light of what happened on the...
Ackworth's made the national news for a youth crime wave now, so I think we should be up there with the more troubled neighbourhoods.
People think that's, we can use this as a platform for doing that.
Sorry, Chair, to be a stickler, it is to receive a response to these letters. That would be a different action. I'm more than happy to make an inquiry as clerk to see the funding, and if there is, then you could put a proposal forward on the October meeting.
Okay, fine, yeah.
But taking it under this agenda item is a bit messy.
Fine.
Yeah, I think otherwise it can get lost in the...
Yeah.
This is nothing to do with it. Okay, so we've got a proposal about it. Does everybody proposal and second, all those in favour of the letter to ask? That's everybody. Thank you. That's 9. Item 10, to receive a response from Wakefield Council regarding the Stage 2 complaint escalation process regarding an upgrade to the zebra crossing on Wakefield Road.
Question for all of them, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I did include everything because I appreciate both of yourself and you, since this action is ongoing, as you can see, but the original complaint that we put forward that Andy put together is in there as well.
Yeah.
That's why it's all been included.
Thank you.
So we've got all the information in front of you. Appendix 1 is the response from Wakefield Council, which you've all read about the crossing. So that was the response to the Stage 2 complaint escalation process. So, are we going to decide whether we want to leave it at that, or you want to take it further, Andy?
Well, I don't think it's really a response, is it? We're not going to look at it because we reckon we did it right to start with. It's hardly stage 2. But it's stage 1 without even bothering. That's what it felt like to me. So I suppose I'd like to recommend that we do take it further, because I think that's not a response.
I mean, taking it further will be the next stage, I think, is the ombudsman.
Yeah.
Have we got any costings for? Anybody got any costings for taking it further? I think we'd need to, before we decide to get
Well,
involved.
maybe we would need to look at that. But,
It's about people's safety, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about people's safety, sure, certainly, but it's about costings and what we can afford.
yeah.
We could take it to the highest barrister in the land and bankrupt the council, so we have to be careful what we
propose that we look at what it would involve and
propose,
cost.
what will cost, yeah. I'm mixed about this. I mean, obviously, nobody's happy with the response. The ombudsman is the next stage. I'm also aware that we, as a parish council, this is Wakefield Council's Highways Department's bag. We haven't got much say in it, but we will bear the cost if we do take it further. And we are also trying to persuade Wakefield Council to put more crossings in Ackworth, and I think taking that start, I mean this is just my opinion as a councillor, that you know, you get into the legal battle with Wakefield Council, they're just going to say, well, you can stick the rest of the crossings, you know, sorry, Caroline.
And this is, I don't know what complaint ombudsman has an option to achieve, okay? Because it would, whether complaining will it achieve a review of the process, or whether it would look at a review of the decision, and they're different things. It may just look at a review of the process, which may not get us any further. I think that might be what we might need to know before we progress to check what's involved. Not so much what's involved, but what the potential outcome can be, because there's no point investing in it if the only outcome isn't going to get us where we want to be.
Yeah, Nathan.
I think obviously check what's involved, especially the cost first, and also what any potential outcomes would be. But I do feel like from the response, like Andy said, it isn't really a response to a stage 2 complaint. And I think that it's like we're being brushed off, and they don't think we'll take it any further. And I mean, looking at like the evidence, the statements from the residents and the evidence of the other crossings locally, we have a very strong case, and at the least it deserves a proper response. So even if it is just a review of the process clearly has been rubbish. So as long as it's affordable, then we actually look into that first, and I think we absolutely should progress.
So, and you made the original.
Yeah.
Would you want to put into words what
The proposal that we look into what it would involve, time, money, to use the ombudsman, and what result we might get from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The second for that proposal. All those in favour of that? That's it, all those. Thank you. The next item is item 11 is to review to replace the stone monkey bars at Ackworth play area and to consider all options available. We've got the quotes in our pack, which is from Hags, who did the original playground. It's £3,576 for 4 monkey bars, 2 entrance, the fixing pack and the carriage. I think it's a lot of money.
You could say that.
A piece of scaffold tube and a bit of ladder, you know, but...
Sorry, I mean, it doesn't sort of talk about fitting it either, does it? This is just supply and delivery, isn't it? So
that's not clear, is it really?
So I'm guessing the cost is even more than that.
It doesn't mention labour, but we talk about fitting it, so I would have thought you're right.
I agree, it just sounds like a horrendous amount.
Well, we did go and look at it over the weekend, and we think it's absolutely extortion.
I reckon I could buy the wood, the equipment, and all the tools needed, and still make a good profit on that.
I had a word with the guy who came to collect, the guy from Wakefield Council who came to collect that broken spring rocking horse thing, and he said they do things like that for Wakefield Council. So I think Carl was going to get in touch with Wakefield Council, what that be the Parks and Recreation or whatever, and see if they could supply a quote, because we've got to be careful. We could do it, but we won't be insured if we did it.
No,
you know,
never get that.
we have to have
So just the other question, I mean, just because there's monkey bars now, why do we need to have monkey bars there in the future? So has anyone done a survey to see what would be best to use that space?
The action from the last meeting was to go and get a quote for the cost to see whether it was an insurance job. But obviously, now looking at that cost, that is a fair comment for council to discuss. The only thing is that what's existing there, that's Hags equipment, so Hags would need the replacement. If we go out somewhere else, they would have to remove that section and put their own in, because they wouldn't be covered just changing monkey bars only without the risk of the other posts and pieces not being theirs.
Absolutely.
Could we go back to Hags and say,
would you really relook at your quote, please? And, because we've looked at the equipment that you're proposing to replace, and it just doesn't seem reasonable.
I can do whatever council want me to do.
So, is it not covered by insurance then?
We could put it through an insurance claim and pay our excess, which is £250, and they'd obviously cover that. But what we don't know then is how much our premium would go up by.
Yeah.
They can't tell us that.
That's what was the implication for
Yeah, so that's
a few
why.
years. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so that's why I worded it as all options available, because
Yeah.
me and Kyla looked at that and nearly fell over as well. So
Well, can I suggest that we put this in abeyance until further work's been done on it, further inquiries have been made by Clark?
Yeah.
I mean, the trouble is, they're a specialist company, so they've got you by the monkey bars.
Do they know it's an insurance job as well?
Hags,
Is
no.
that-
Local
I'm sure
authority,
it's-
probably through insurance.
Yeah.
It's,
Can I just check, Chair, then my instruction is a complete replacement with a different company, go back to Hags and ask them for a better price. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Those are the two that, and we're going to defer this.
We'll defer this item till further information. We'll do without the monkey bars.
Just a quick question about insurance. If we do decide to make an insurance claim, are we going to be timed out if we postpone it too long? Perhaps we better check, put that on the list to check as
Well,
well.
could do, yeah.
Insurance.
Look at the
company.
incident.
Good point. Yeah. Okay.
Everyone agrees with that?
Yeah.
So, just for procedure, thank you.
Okay. Item 12 is to agree dates for future.
It's all right. It's all right. I was going to say, if we did report it to the insurance company, then they'd take the claim in hand, but if you didn't claim, it wouldn't make a difference.
To the premium.
Yeah, it hasn't gone to me.
So that
Isn't it?
When I reported that there's been a problem.
is that what council want me to do along with as well? As an incident?
Yeah.
There is what we call
Okay. Item 12 is to agree dates for future Ackworth Parish Council coffee morning events. Now, since Sharon's in Florence, not here, and she organises it, bless her, I think we should maybe defer this.
She does need it on, Chair, sorry.
She does need it.
She does need it on, and because we haven't got a September date, so if we defer it, it's just making council aware we don't have another one until October.
All right.
But it's up to council, obviously.
Okay. Anybody propose any dates for the next coffee morning?
Can I just talk for her request? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So at the moment we've been doing ad hoc dates, and what they're finding is they're not getting enough traction because it's not a regular event that's in people's calendars. An example of that is at the library on Friday morning, they're gaining real traction now because everyone in the village knows it's Friday morning and we've got classes on. So what Sharon and Emma both need is a set date, and it being on a monthly basis rather than a quarterly date here, there and everywhere. So the only considerations that they said unless council know any of the dates is not to do it on Friday morning because that's library, and the church have some dates as well. I think it's on a Monday.
The church is Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, but it's started to do Wednesday as well.
Or alternatively, you can
Which is why
delegate
nobody
Howard to
can
Emma to
anymore.
pick the best date.
So, I mean, Tuesday then, or in September.
Monthlies on Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
They have no preference.
Yeah.
They just need council to agree so they can do it.
just you can see if there's a week, somebody else has something next week, second week or something, so we don't clash.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, is the room available on Tuesdays? Is it?
There will be a room available, or they'll do it in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Something. There's always something going on somewhere in this building. So.
Yeah.
So, just ask, I mean, is it for us to determine what day's best, or is it for the people that use it to determine which day's best?
Check you can delegate it to Emma and Emma can pick a date, but as a staff team we can't do anything without council instruction.
I agree, but surely the coffee in the morning is there for residents of Ackworth,
Community.
not for us. So should we be going out and asking them what day works best for them? That just seems like the right way of doing it, doesn't it? So we pick a day, if it's not good for people, there's no point in having it.
I think the thing is, it's not got going yet, so there aren't enough attendees to consult with. So, I mean, sort of doing a poll on Facebook, we'd have no way of knowing.
And that's the problem. We've accepted in principle that we want to meet the, we want people to meet with some councillors. I think we've had 3, have we?
3 coffee mornings.
Probably
6 was our biggest attendance.
we've had out with some people, so
We delegate it to them to choose the state.
I think
Based on regular things.
so we can get some information out about it. And,
We can always trial it for 3 months and
yeah.
see whether we can bring it back.
Okay, so we delegate that. So is everybody happy with that? Okay, thank you. Okay, item 13 is to consider applying for Wakefield District Council's Neighbourhood Improvement Fund for up to the value of £1,000 to contribute towards upgrading the village Christmas provision for 2024. We've seen the application form, which I think we agreed with.
We had a good chat with them.
Yeah,
Do you want me to say anything?
please.
Yeah. So Susie's a little fire underneath with funding, as you probably noticed. I've had a bit of time over the summer and I'm ready to get money. This particular one, you can apply for it twice a year. You can have a maximum of £1,000 each time, but you have to declare what it's for. We are looking as a council at our Christmas provision. This is the only one basically that you can use Christmas provision for. So my thought process is if we can get £1,000 towards Christmas provision upgrade,